Laws of attraction. You all heard of the laws of attraction. Creating visualization boards with images, making a wish to the universe, like asking the genie in the lamp and manifest. You do this because you would like to improve your life in wealth, health, and love. If you have already tried and didn't receive the results, then consider this video. Because the laws of attraction is basically another way to say karma. Much of what you heard regarding the laws of attraction are spoken by omitting the other side of the coin. My videos are about finding life hacks and effective solutions. So, let's get straight to it. In this video, we will talk about karma. There are good karma and bad karmas. Some bad karmas will prevent you from receiving. But don't worry, there are remedies. And we will talk about how to resolve so that you can receive. You see, in Buddhism, laws of attraction is karma. Karma is a very straightforward and simple thing. It is the seed and harvest. You seed apple, you harvest apple. You seed bean, you harvest bean. You cannot seed orange and expect to harvest gold. Very basic logic. You plant good seed, you will receive good fortune. You plant bad seed, you will receive bad fortune. Isn't that simple? If you unintentionally plant bad seed, you will receive bad outcomes. If you unintentionally plant good seed, you will receive good outcomes. And some karma will prevent you from getting what you want. Our society and ideas are made by man. You see many unfair circumstances, special treatments for privileged individuals. Our society transactions based on currency, power, status, and other related politics. The laws of the universe, the transaction is karma, a pure transaction without bias. What you put out is what you receive. What most people don't understand about karma is it is a universal law to accounting, which when human beings cannot do, or when actions are not counted for. Therefore, every minute we are accumulating good or bad fortune. From the moment that you are born and from the previous lives, it is accumulating a bank of good or bad karmas. If you haven't received what you wished for, it can mean that there are karma that followed you from the past life, or some unintended act that is creating blockage. Buddhism is also known as the way of life. It is the practice of karma. We are living through the seed and harvest of our actions. Therefore, you are the master of your own destiny. What you plant is what you get. I know you are hoping to find a solution to improve your life in wealth, health, and love. Karma is responsible for what you can get and how much you deserve and what you deserve. It is true that it is very simple, but it doesn't happen at an instant, like winning the lottery. I also want to redefine compassion for you before we start. In the English, compassion is act kind, sympathy, empathy, but that's not all of it. True compassion is to be sincere, genuine, wholeheartedly provide assistance, aid, help, as well as pray and reflect to the spiritual world. There are two types of compassion action that you can practice. Number one, being things you can do for another as a human being to build up good karma. This, however, won't resolve bad karmas. You'll be able to make good karma. Number two, actions you can offer to the spiritual world for the passing to build up good karma and also resolve bad karma. But in Buddhism, these two are understood as just one practice. And the good thing about this is you don't have to be in Buddhism to practice the way of life, of karma. Let's start with the actions and transactions that you can do to improve your karma. Number one, being the most important positive karma creation is to respect your parents and respect your ancestors, because they created you but expect nothing in return from you. The reason to appreciate, honor your ancestors, because they paved the way so that you are here today. You need to be thankful to your ancestors that they kept their karma clean so you're not missing a nose or a limb, giving you an opportunity to life. And if your parents are no longer with you, we'll talk about how to honor for the parents and the ancestors that has passed for the end of this video. So, let's start with the actions that you can do. Help others. You can volunteer at a church, temple, serve meals, teaching young children a skill, mentorship, develop positive role models for the society. By doing so, you are developing a graceful, peaceful society that can reduce crime. And because crime is creating bad karma, help those in need. Take care of the elders. You can also donate what you are comfortable to the church, temple, or hospital, not asking much, even if it's just $1 from the intent of your heart. That is making good karma. Support monks regardless of religion, because they are here to guide people on a positive path for the greater good of the society. Protect all life, meaning you can go to the beach or anywhere with seagull, feed them with bread. At least for that day, your actions have saved lives of many little fish. The karma of saving life is a very powerful one, and you can help yourself to making some really positive karmas. Don't cheat, don't lie, don't steal. Always be honest, be truthful. Don't take advantage of others just because you can. And a lot of businesses out there today are doing just that, taking advantage of others with deceiving practices. And that is not a good karma making method. Everything happens for a reason. There are no coincidences. Do the right thing in life. Protect the weak. Speak the truth. Avoid getting angry. So getting angry is a very big one. You could be having good luck or fortune coming to you, but getting angry can disperse that, can discount that good luck. It can prevent you from succeeding. And anger is also a part of bad karma. This karma is creating a blockage for you. Don't manipulate. Avoid envy or be jealous. They create problems and negative karmas. Save life by releasing life, meaning try not to kill spiders or ants if you can. There are times that you can't avoid, but if they are just outside, leave them alone. Do not harm or hurt life. So, if you catch and release fish, is that harm and hurting life? To some people, they think not. But if you look from the perspective of the fish, you are. Because one, you're being disrespectful to another life, and you're toying with it, and you're scaring it. And if that happens, you are creating a karma which in return will happen to you at another day, another time. Refrain from pushing people onto a decision. We don't know everything, so it's best to not think you know everything. It's not good to play games that you think it's harmless, but in result hurting someone else, like pranks. There are pranks out there today that is scaring people that they don't know, and not knowingly they could accidentally cause a heart attack. Therefore, if that happens, actually in karma, an action of taking life has happened. So that is not a good idea. Don't play games. Don't play pranks. Do not bully or shame and tease others, because there are people with weak mental mind. It can lead to depression or death. And if you think it's harmless, but if you led to a severe consequence, then you need to expect that the same consequence will reflect back on you someday, and it will create disturbance in your life. Don't try to punish others if they don't see things your way. You see this in media today very often. It's becoming opinionated and one-sided. So think clearly. Our goals as human is creating empathy, help all beings from suffering. Don't take an emotional stance that can lead to severe consequences. And sometimes, like road rage, people drive like an ass, cut you off, so you feel the need to engage and teach them a lesson. However, if you can let it go, just let it be. Sometimes you think you have taught the other party a lesson, however, actually you have manifested something bad that's going to happen back on yourself. Is it necessary to have blockage to what you want? So now, if you want to be rich, start by being generous to your parents. Respect your parents. Things that you can do, like buy them something, treat them to dinner, all sorts of ideas that you can do. Some parents probably don't want your money, but you can also just offer them a little bit of money to say, hey, you can buy flowers for so-and-so. Find ways to organize opportunities to give back to your parents. This is the best thing that you can do to create really powerful and strong, positive karma. And you have to think about this, because your parents gave you life and raised you without asking anything back. So it's obvious that you need to return the favor with more kindness, and if especially they're still around, engaging your parents and wholeheartedly offer them conversation, something that you can do to make their day better. Also, speaking about parents, a really bad thing to do, a lot of people who have a little bit of money or think they're occupied and busy, they like to send the parents to nursing home. And that's a very respectful way to treat your parents. And because humans are so intelligent that they can easily lie to themselves, we see that every day, by creating one reason to mask another. So most excuse that people use when they send their parents to nursing home is that they have more staff and they offer better 24/7 care. But really, true reason, you just want to get rid of your parents. So ask this question: do you think that is good karma? So do not send parents to nursing homes. That is a very disrespectful way to repay your parents, because your parents did not send you to the orphanage when you are a kid. So these are the common sense actions that you can conduct to improve your positive karma bank. If you look at our world today, we are missing these basic fundamental principles in behavior. If you can spread the good in the world and influence others in creation of empathy, compassionate world, by doing so, your karma credit will elevate. Buddhism is the teaching to a way of life through karma. The idea is help all beings. That means including spiritual, to elevate, to improve, and end suffering. When you help others to see compassionately, develop a positive life, you will receive good karma automatically. And that is the basic law of what the universe wants. And that is how the law of attraction and the law of karma works. The power of the universe, or karma, is abundance. We say anything is possible. It is true. Because you think, we have billionaires today, but just 20 years ago, we only have millionaires. Then you ask the question, how do some people who make $100 million salaries deserve that? You break down and calculate their hourly wage. It's more than $40,000 per hour. How is that justifiable? It is not in our terms. But this is the work of karma. So perhaps this person in previous life have saved and helped many lives, earned a very good positive karma bank. So now in return, people around the world are using his invention in some way. So now let's move on to the second method of compassionate practice. Offer to the spiritual world to create good karma and resolve bad karma. So let's circle back to the parents and ancestors thing. If your parents and ancestors have passed, you can honor them through offers of prayer. In Asian countries, families have altars for their ancestors. However, in the modern world today, you don't need to because of lack of space. But it is very important to help your ancestor, because they have paved the way for you. Some of our ancestors may need your help to end suffering. We're now speaking of generations and generations and relatives. They are all considered your ancestors after the passing. So why help? If you help your ancestors, they will help you too. That's the reason why you want to help them to end suffering. If they are, elevate them into light. So when they have that power, they will return you the favor for you doing so. Another thing that creates karma is consuming meat products. The animal that you are eating may not have wanted to die. Not asking you to not eat meat ever, but understand that when you eat meat, you're taking in karma and whatever the animal is feeling at the moment of being killed. But of course, there is a remedy to resolve. We'll talk about it at the end. So karma follows you, also follows your offsprings. One way or another, it will be returned to you. Don't think of karma as a punishment. It is only a way of seed and harvest. So the good things you do will follow you, as well as bad things. Karma also follows your offsprings for the good and the bad things. If you owe, you will have to pay. If you done good, you will have to receive. It's automatic. So there are many stories about karma in Asia. Some are actually proven to be true or confirmed. One of these short stories is about a pregnant dog in a rural area of Taiwan. The dog usually follows the owner out every morning, But this time, this dog, a few miles into the trip, she gave up and seek shelter under the bridge and gave birth to 3 pups. And because of her condition, she's lost. To survive, she needs to find food. She picked up a scent of chicken from a nearby farm and stole it. The couple was using this chicken as offering to the spiritual gods. So the farmer was really angry that the dog had stolen the chicken. The husband and the woman decided to bait the animal with another cooked chicken. They trapped her and ended up taking its life. Without the mother, the 3 pups succumbed to death. A year later, the farmer is having the 3rd baby. Somehow the baby didn't survive. The mother was devastated. She went to the temple to pray while crying. Why is this happening? An enlightened monk came to her and asked her, "Why are you crying?" She said to the monk she lost a baby. Then the monk in return said, "I'm going to tell you a story. There is a woman who bait and killed a lost dog for stealing. The dog was only trying to raise her newborn pups. Yet she lost her life, as well as losing 3 more newborn lives." So the woman realized the monk was describing her. She started crying and admitted the story to the monk. The monk said, "This is just karma. The dog will come back for your children, for your other children, because you still owe 2 more lives." The dog is rage that her newborns have to die. The woman was so scared, she asked the monk what can she do, or if there is anything that she can do. The monk said, "You can try and resolve. Apologize to the dog, repent for what you have done, offer the dog and pup a place, recognize their life with a plaque at the temple, offer them a ceremony and also chant. Hope to end their suffering and let them move into the light. Pray for them to reincarnate into a better life." So the lady has done that, and everything was peaceful. So this story was confirmed by a published article news, where they also find the remains of those pups under a bridge. There are many other stories of karma that are more complex and very hard to express through English. This is just one simple one that can be shared. So before we move on, I would like to mention that I credit this story in the teaching of Buddha and karma to Haitao for sharing these karma, the ways of Buddhism. Here, for the second method, to honor your ancestors and to resolve bad karma, is that you will have to pray wholeheartedly by chanting. And if you are interested, you can try it. It's very simple. There is no saying how long you have to pray. At least try to do 1 minute to 30 minutes a day. And if you so enjoy, you can move on to an hour a day if you wish. But after you pray, you would have to say that you reflect this to your ancestors of all that passed on, the credit that you owe to. In this term, creditors not meaning people who are alive or banks, but in terms of spiritual creditors that you have caused in a past life. And also reflect to all the suffering beings that has moved on. There are many people, well, at least lately, from COVID that has lost their life, and they may not have wanted to die. So they could be suffering through those moments. And if you pray and reflect and offer that to them, they can end the suffering and move over into the light. More like, or the closest thing that I can describe is, as in English, the ghost crossing over. So by doing so, you are genuinely, compassionately doing the honor and the good for all. And that's the idea of Buddhism, the way of life. It's not focused on yourself. The only reason why you're going to receive good is because you're generous to everything around you and not just the selfish person. And that is karma. The more positive things that you put out, the more positive things that you wish that you can do, becomes good karma in return. So I am going to start. I'm going to give you an example. I'm going to chant 9 times. And if you wish to try, you can try it at home. So the first chant is easy. It's called the Om, Ah, Hom. So I'm just going to repeat it for 9 times for now, and you can obviously do a lot more. You can do a minute, you can do 30 minutes, whatever you want. Om, Ah, Hom. 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 And reflect this to the ancestors that have passed, your parents that have passed on. And you also want to reflect this to the spiritual creditors. And you also want to reflect this to all of the beings that has passed in the spiritual world of suffering. And if you want to say this in Chinese, you would say 回向给历代祖先，所有的冤亲债主和业障，回向给法界里所有的苦难众生。So that's probably more difficult for you to say in Mandarin, but in English, that's the best way that I can translate the meaning. But the most important thing here is the intent that comes from your heart. So the next one is Ami Tuofo. So here we go, 9 times. Ami Tuofo, 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 Ami Tuofo. And the same thing. 回向给历代祖先，回向给所有的冤亲债主和业障，回向给法界里所有的苦难众生。When I say 回向给, that's actually meaning reflect. 所有的历代祖先 means all the ancestors. 所有的冤亲债主和业障 all the spiritual creditors. 法界里所有的苦难众生 that is all of the suffering beings in the spiritual world. So you can do it in Chinese, you can do it in English. Speaking of meat, then the resolve of eating meat that create bad karma. Before every meal that you eat meat, you can say, I regret your death. So I'm going to offer you a chant. You can use Om Ah Hong or Ami Tuofo and reflect to it. You can say it just one time. If you want to go one step beyond, and you have to look this up, every month there's a lunar calendar or the moon calendar, the 1st and the 15th. Be a vegetarian. Don't eat meat for that day, for those 2 days of the month. If you do those two things, you will accumulate a lot of positive karma. And so the one also to resolve bad karma are created by, most of the time is created by spiritual predators, right? Because those are from the unintended actions or actions that followed you from the past life. So it's simple, right? If you chant 1 minute to 10 minutes a day and just reflect that, resolve bad karma and create good karma. According to Master Haitao's teaching, while you are chanting for your parents, ancestors, spiritual creditors, and all the suffering beings, while you're doing that, you light a small candle, like something you purchased from IKEA, a small one. Just even a single one is fine. And offer that light. A light is lighting the way, lighting up the dark for them. And just doing that, your positive karma can multiply. So I truly, honestly hope this video will help you understand about how the universe works in the karma way. The laws of attraction, I think it only explained it in the way of positive thinking and receiving in the terms of like a Hollywood entertainment, but it didn't really tell you how you actually do it. And so if you have already tried the laws of attraction and you didn't receive what you were looking for, that may be because there are some karma blockage. I hope this videos, if you find it, help you resolve the negative karma. Therefore, you can start to receive positive things. And I truthfully hope you get what you want, whatever that you are looking for in life. Because the honesty thing in this, the way of Buddhism teaching and thinking of the universe is, the world is abundance. It's not lacking scarcity. People create scarcity. And if the universe want to wish, or the universe want to make everybody a billionaire on this planet, there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody is just a billionaire. Everybody would just have more than enough. But it is the people who gets more become greedy, and they become more of controlling and suppressing. That leads to creation of suffering. Why do they think like that? In scarcity, insecurity. So if by chance you can absorb what I've said about karma, universe, and the way of life, and this karmic action, then I hope it'll start making sense to you what the past, present, and the future means. If you think back in history, there are a lot of situations that's being played out in a different circumstance, but out of the same way. So we're constantly going through these cycles. Times change, peoples and actors change, but the story, the concept of the story is still the same. Is that a proof of reincarnation? So with what I have shared with you is more of just the tip of the iceberg. And if you want to go deeper, which we won't touch on that today, maybe someday if you have the interest to, you can seek further on your own. I will just stop here. I sincerely hope maybe people can start understanding the message from the universe is what the universe is asking of you, what the universe is asking of you to do. It's hoping that people can help each other to create a better place. And knowing that this world cannot be done, so the more that you can Be generous to practice your compassion, the more the universe will give you. And I think that is the message. And that is the message from karma. When you participate and you actually contribute your generosity in the good, the more good will come, and the more forces of positive things will surround you and protect you. So with that, I will leave you, and I sincerely hope that this video has helped you and you can see things a different way. One more thing is that when you practice